And I want to thank Senator Kaine for your leadership on this issue, highlighting it, leading on it, bringing it to the attention of the American public. Same thing is true for Senator Wyden and Senator Klobuchar. Thank you so much for your leadership. And I rise to join them in highlighting the devastating impact President Trump's economic policies are having on small businesses across our country. Small business owners are struggling in President Trump's economy. Let me just say this. 97% of all the companies in America who engage in trade are small businesses. And those small businesses represent 1/3 of all trade that our country engages in. They're not big companies. They can't buy a year or 2 years inventory in advance. They live week to week. They live month to month. And that's pretty much where they've been since April. They've been trying to survive. They've been trying just to make it through this hectic, unpredictable roller coaster of tariffs, which the president has been imposing. And these small businesses, they are unbelievably struggling in this economy right now. Thanks to President Trump, just this year, electricity costs are up 11%. Food prices are up. The cost of coffee is up 19% this year. Bananas are up 7%. Beef is up 13%. The cost of health care for millions of small business owners will increase by an average of 114%. This is going to be a massive hit on small businesses and small business workers if the Affordable Care Act tax premiums expire. It's going to be 10 million small businesses and small business employees in our country who are going to see a spike that's going to be dramatic for their health care. 42,000 jobs we've lost in manufacturing this year. 42,000, down, not up, not his promise. And that's supposed to be at the center of his tariff policy. Well, we're losing manufacturing jobs at an accelerated rate after Joe Biden increased manufacturing jobs. And I'd like to, again, really point out what a great job you've been doing, Senator Kaine, on this, in putting a great big spotlight on all of this, because this is absolutely central to the economic well-being of our country. So back in May, I introduced and tried to pass my Small Business Liberation Act, a bill that would have protected small businesses from Trump's tariff chaos, just saying, get those 97% of all the businesses that engage in trade, the small businesses, get them out of this war. They can't survive that war. Big businesses maybe, but not little businesses. They just can't do it. But the Senate Republicans blocked that proposal. Then I did it again. Republicans blocked my proposal just to spare the small businesses. And unfortunately, Republicans have not shown the courage yet on Trump's tariffs, just capitulation, as they do on so many other issues. By opposing my bill and preventing those sensible resolutions from moving forward in the House, Republicans are allowing Trump to tax any good from any country for any reason. No rules. And the only reason is Trump doesn't have the legal authority to do that. He doesn't have the legal authority to do what he's doing right now. Trump claims to have authority under a 1977 law signed by Jimmy Carter, the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. This law was so uncontroversial in 1977, it was passed on a voice vote. Now, can you imagine? Jimmy Carter's president. There's a bill that's going to allow Jimmy Carter to become a dictator, to impose tariffs on any country in the world, to jack up the price any way they want on any product at any time, anything that ticks them off, including some little commercial about Ronald Reagan. And all of a sudden, boom, we're smashing you, Canada. Does anyone here really think the Republicans in the Congress in 1977, at the height of Jimmy Carterism, were giving him unlimited authority to be able to impose tariffs? You know that did not happen. He doesn't have the legal authority to do this. And I can tell you because I was there on the floor of Congress when it happened in 1977. I know there was no debate on this. And so that is what we're talking about right now. The Congress did not give Jimmy Carter king-like powers. I can guarantee you that on a voice vote. But Trump, he thinks he can exercise these emergency powers and tax any import for any reason. Our latest emergency, it is a television ad, a Canadian-produced and featured audio of former President Ronald Reagan denouncing the tariffs. And in retaliation, President Trump decided everyday Americans and small businesses should pay 10% more on imports from Canada. It's very clear Trump is just making all of this up. He's making it up as he goes along. And for Massachusetts, it's very important. Every fifth grader, when I was in the fifth grade, and all fifth graders in Massachusetts, in their geography book, there's one chapter, and it's entitled, Our Friends, the Canadians. Okay. And why is that? Because they're our leading trading partner. It's only like a 3 or 4 hour ride to get up to Canada. It is who we are. We trade with them every single day. We do $10 billion of trade with Canada. That's who we do business with. And this 10% additional tariff, you know who it cascades down onto? The small businesses of Massachusetts. Ordinary citizens, they're going to be further crushed. That's who we partner with. And he knows he doesn't have this trade authority. Small businesses have had enough of Trump's illegal actions and have successfully challenged the tariff authority twice already. He lost in the district court, he lost in the circuit court. And next week, this case is going to be heard in the Supreme Court. So small businesses have already won twice. And now they're going for the final round in the Supreme Court, hoping that they won't engage in creative legislative history reinterpretation that a Republican unanimous vote in 1977 allowed Jimmy Carter to become a king on tariffs. So the president says it's enemies of the country who are suing him. If that's how you view Main Street in America, Kiwanians, Rotarians, small business chambers of commerce all across the country, they're the ones bringing the suit. And they've already won twice. And now they're heading for the showdown on the Supreme Court. For small businesses, this isn't about politics, it is about survival. And right now, Trump's tariffs are taxes for them. So far, it's $30 billion coming from small businesses that Trump then transfers into tax breaks for the wealthiest people in our country or for the Argentine government. But it's not staying on Main Street. They're not getting the rewards for the work which they have done. A small business in Massachusetts that designs and manufactures and sells outdoor recreation equipment told me that they've paid an extra $500,000 this year because of Trump's tariff taxes. Earlier this week, they received a $40,000 bill for imports from Taiwan. It's just a small business. And meanwhile, big businesses have CEOs meeting directly with the president and receiving generous exemptions. It's Robin Hood in reverse. Trump is taking from hard-working, regular people, and he's transferring the wealth to the millionaires and billionaires in our country. It's absolutely economic craziness that the president is engaging. He's punishing Main Street. He's turning Main Street into Pain Street in every single state in our country. And that extra increase in the tariffs from Canada puts a special burden on Massachusetts and our small businesses, our workers. So it's very clear this tax is not being paid by other countries. American small businesses pay the tax. Main Street is paying this tax. And President Trump is taxing food and clothing and toys and even tea. And as a small business owner reminded me, the last time there was a tax on tea, there was a revolution in our country that began in Boston. Small businesses have no lobbyists, no Mar-a-Lago, No golden gifts for President Trump, no margin for error. There'll be no invitations to them to the new ballroom, but I'm not going to back down. I'm going to continue to stand up for small businesses across the country, across Massachusetts, from red states to blue states, who are bearing the burden of these tariffs. And I hope that our Republican colleagues will join us today by voting to pass this resolution. And again, I thank you, Senator Kaine, for your leadership, and the same to you, Senator Wyden, and to Senator Klobuchar. This is a very important moment in the economic history of our country. And with that, Mr. President, I yield back.